Some applications of trigonometry. Objective. At the end of the module, we will be able to understand the concepts of the line of sight, the angle of elevation, the angle of depression, the calculation of height or length of objects using trigonometry, the calculation of distance between two objects using trigonometry.
Hi, I'm Sachi and I am visiting the Qutub Minar today with my family. Oh Daddy, look how tall the Qutub Minar is.
Well, there is a way we can find the height of Qutub Minar without actually measuring it. This can be done using trigonometry.
Please show us, Daddy.
Suppose you are standing at point A. Sachi and you are looking at the top of the minar. This line is called your line of sight, and the angle your line of sight is forming with the horizontal level of the eye is called as the angle of elevation.
But if we are on the top of the tower and want to find the distance from the tower to an object kept at a distance?
You mean that if you are standing on the minar and I am standing here, then what is the distance between the minar and me?
Yes.
Now, when you look at me, the line drawn from your eye to me is called the line of sight. As you observe, the line of sight is below the horizontal level of the eye, and the angle formed by these two is called the angle of depression. Now, if you want to find the height of Qutub Minar, what all do you need, Sachi?
The distance DE at which we are standing at from the foot of the tower, the angle of elevation, that is angle BAC of the top of minar, my height AE.
Now, the total height of the minar will be BC plus BD, and BD is equal to AE. Thus, if we know BC, then we can find the height of the minar.
Yes.
You are aware of the trigonometric functions. Tell me how you will use them to find the height. In the triangle ABC, side BC is the opposite side to the known angle A. Now, which of the trigonometric ratios have two values that we know, and the value 1 we need to determine?
Tan A and cot A, as tan A equals to AB upon BC.
Correct. On solving these equations, we will get the value of BC.
And adding BC to AE, we will get the height of the minar.
Now let us solve some examples. An electrician has to repair an electric fault on a pole of height 5 meters. He needs to reach a point 1.3 meters below the top of the pole to undertake the repair work. If the ladder is at an angle of 60 degrees to the horizontal, what will be the height of the ladder? The electrician is required to reach the point B on the pole AD. Thus, BD equals AD minus AB, which equals 5 minus 1.3, which equals 3.7 meters. The best way to approach these problems is to find a right-angled triangle. In this case, triangle BDC is the required triangle. BC represents the ladder which is hypotenuse of the right triangle, and we need to find its length. Now here we should take the trigonometric ratio as sin. So BD upon BC equals sin 60 degrees or 3.7 upon BC, which equals root of 3 upon 2. BC equals 3.7 times multiply 2 whole upon root of 3, which equals 4.28 meters approximately. That means that the length of the ladder should be 4.28 meters. Now, to find the distance between the foot of the ladder to the pole can be found using DC upon BD equals cot 60 degrees, which equals 1 upon root of 3. DC equals 3.7 upon root of 3, which equals 2.14 meters approximately. Thus, she should place the foot of the ladder at a distance of 2.14 meters from the pole. Let's solve a problem involving angle of depression. From a point on a bridge across a river, the angle of depression of the banks on opposite sides of the river as 30 degrees and 45 degrees respectively. If the bridge is at a height of 3 meters from the banks, find the width of the river. A and B represent points on the bank on opposite sides of the river. AB is width of the river. P is point on bridge at a height of 3 meters. We need to find AB, that is width of the river. AB equals AD plus DB. In right triangle APD, angle A equals 30 degrees. Tan 30 degrees equals PD upon AD. 1 upon root of 3 equals 3 upon AD, or AD equals 3 root 3 meter. In right triangle PBD, angle B equals 45 degrees. So BD equals PD equals 3 meters. AB equals BD plus AD, which equals 3 plus root of 3 meter.
Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned today. In this lesson we have studied line of sight, a line drawn from the eye of the observer to the point in the object viewed by the observer. Angle of elevation, the angle made by the line of sight with the horizontal level of eye. Angle of depression, the angle formed by the line of sight and the horizontal level of the eye is called the angle of depression. Calculations using the trigonometric functions.